This is sports handicapper Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review, and I am back with you for your MLB Overnight Lines segment to take a look at the games on Tuesday, June 14th. Let's get right to it and begin with the Cubs and the Nationals, Game 2 of this pivotal National League Series. And let's talk about John Lackey, who will get the start here for the Chicago Cubs. Veteran pitcher. I've been waiting for him to really show signs of just showing his age, that maybe he just falls right off the map, falls off the radar screen, but he has not. In fact, he's been nothing but terrific for the Chicago Cubs so far this season. In fact, in his last 7 starts, Cubs 5-2 in Lackey's last 7 starts. Lackey has a 1.48 ERA during that stretch, a .8 WHIP in those last 7 starts. He was able to shut down this Washington Nationals lineup earlier this season, holding them to 2 runs in 7 innings. He's 4-1 in his 5 starts against Washington in his career, including 3-0 since the start of last season, which is when he joined the Cardinals, and then of course he went to the Cubs prior to this season. So he's had a good recent track record as well against the Nationals. And on the flip side, we've got Gio Gonzalez making the start for the Nationals. We've been betting against this guy a lot recently. Should be another opportunity here to go against him. He's allowed 14 runs in his last 17.2 innings of work. Not very good numbers. His home ERA of 4.36 is not great. Last 2 starts here in Washington at Nationals Park, ugly, of the ugly variety for Gonzalez against the Mets and Cardinals, getting lit up for 13 runs in 9.2 innings over those last 2 home starts. Gio Gonzalez. The Cubs had good success against Gonzalez back in May, getting 5 runs on 7 hits against him in 5.2 innings. There should be an edge with the Cubs and with John Lackey in this game. Chicago, a small road favorite here, about -110, -115. I'll look to play Chicago here in this even money price range, because let's keep in mind, Cubs, best record in Major League Baseball. Not going to get opportunities like this to bet them in reasonable price ranges like this very often. I'm going to look to take advantage of that here and play the Cubs to get the win here against the Nationals. I think Lackey should be able to outpitch Gio Gonzalez in this one. Texas takes on Oakland in an AL West matchup on Tuesday, June 14th. 2 lefties that I have no interest in trusting right here. I have no faith in them whatsoever. Martin Perez, his numbers overall, 3.22 ERA. That's pretty solid. But still, his advanced metrics are telling me that is fool's gold. Eventually, there's going to be some sort of regression to the mean for Martin Perez on the horizon. He has a 4.46 FIP, a 4.76 xFIP. It indicates he's not pitching as well as those on-the-surface numbers indicate. So I think Oakland, a team that has hit better against lefties than righties of late. They had a good day at the plate against John Lamb of the Reds on Sunday. And let's not forget, John Lamb was pitching well for Cincinnati. So that's a good sign for Oakland. They do have also a very good track record against Martin Perez. Martin Perez in his last 3 starts against Oakland, he's allowed 17 runs on 22 hits and 15.2 innings. So very ugly results for Perez as of late against Oakland. So I think the Athletics should be able to score some runs here. But on the flip side, how does anyone have any confidence in Eric Surkamp for the Oakland Athletics? He gets the start here. He's on borrowed time. He's living on borrowed time, this guy. I have no clue how he's still got a spot in this Oakland rotation. It's really because they really have no answers right now. They had a couple of guys on and off the DL this season in their rotation, so they got no choice but to give Surkamp another look. And really, he might be battling yet again for his spot in this rotation, but I'm not sure he's up to the task whatsoever. He's got a 6.41 ERA this season. He's allowed 13 runs in his last 12 innings pitched over a trio of starts against the Jays, Red Sox, and Twins. And this Texas lineup, especially against lefty pitching, it's been very strong. 4.9 runs per game, 283 team batting average against lefties, and Texas is ranked 7th in Major League Baseball in team OPS, on base plus slugging, against lefty pitching. So very good numbers for Texas. They haven't faced Surkamp before. This will be Surkamp's first ever start, believe it or not, against Texas, which is kind of strange because these 2 teams are in the same division. But nevertheless, I think he's going to struggle. I think we have the ingredients for a little bit of a high-scoring affair in Oakland. I don't like betting overs in Oakland, especially at night routinely, but I'm going to make an exception here and look over the total of 8.5 runs between Texas and Oakland on Tuesday night. Let's take a look at a couple other games, quick hitter style. How about Brandon Finnegan against Julio Teheran? I mean, Brandon Finnegan's been a real surprise this season. I've been betting against him, but I've gotten off that train because he just keeps proving me wrong. And he had a great start last time out against the St. Louis Cardinals. So let's give Brandon Finnegan some credit for pitching the way he has. Maybe some value with him as an underdog there. Slight underdog at plus 105, but maybe the first 5 inning lines is your preferred way of betting it. I have a hard time betting any Cincinnati Reds side full game with that disaster area of a bullpen waiting in the wings in the latter innings. So maybe if you look to Cincinnati in that game, you're a little bit more safer and better off looking first 5 innings in that game. What else? Baltimore-Boston. Tillman against Price. Tillman to me just keeps on being solid for this team. Again, a guy that was dismal last year, but has really improved so far this season. David Price, for the most part, since he made that mechanical adjustment that Dustin Pedroia, of all people, was the one that mentioned it publicly. It wasn't the pitching coach, Carl Willis, which is a little bizarre. But nevertheless, since then, David Price has pitched like a better pitcher. So very interesting game there. It's hard to bet unders at Fenway Park. It's hard to bet Boston games under, or Baltimore games under for that matter. These are two potent lineups. I think in theory this game could stay under. I just can't do it at 8.5 though. I can't pull that trigger as far as I'm concerned because both of these lineups have just been crushing the baseball of late. Baltimore scores a ton of runs against Toronto, but they lose the game because they're pitching. Lose the games that over the weekend because their pitching falters. So again, it's tough to bet any games with those two teams under the total right now. That's pretty much it. I mean, nothing really else other than those games that I just talked about stuck out to me for Tuesday. So that's your look at MLB Overnight Lines for the games on Tuesday, June the 14th. I'm Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review. As always, check out sportsbookreview.com for the latest sports betting information. And until next time, enjoy the games and good luck.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.